What's going on, everyone? This is Lior with Compass out of Boston, and in this video we're going to be talking about what it's like to live in East Somerville / Assembly Row in Somerville, Massachusetts. So let's get at it. What's going on, guys? My name's Lior. I'm going to be talking about what it's like to live in one of the most rapidly changing neighborhoods in Somerville, East Somerville / Assembly Row. Now, you've probably heard of Assembly Row. It's been one of the biggest developments around the greater Boston area this last decade, and it has absolutely transformed that entire area. It is completely different than it was prior to this development. But two quick things. Number one, if you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, smash that subscribe button for me. I put out tons of new videos every single week talking about what it's like to live in different parts of Boston. So subscribe, and that way you can keep up. And number two, if you guys are thinking about doing anything with real estate around the greater Boston area, whether it's buying, selling, investing, hit me up and I will help you out. So let's get into today's video and talk about what it's actually like to live in these neighborhoods of East Somerville and Assembly. And we're going to start with what are the things to actually do there and why do people want to live there. And one of the things I love about East Somerville that I think a lot of people move to is it's one of those neighborhoods that we'll talk about pricing. It is certainly one of the cheaper neighborhoods in East Somerville. So if you want to live in Somerville but don't want to pay the crazy prices of the rest of Somerville, East Somerville is a great alternative. But not only that, it is so convenient to everything else around Boston. And what I mean by that, in East Somerville, you're close to the rest of Somerville. So if you wanted to go to Union Square, Porter Square, anywhere Inman, towards Cambridge and Inman, anywhere else, you're right there. And not only that, you're super close to Charlestown. So if you wanted to go to the Navy Yard, walk around there, you're super close to Charlestown. You're also super close to Everett if you wanted to go to the new Encore Casino. And you're also really convenient to Medford as well as Boston. So from a convenience perspective, I think it is actually one of the more convenient pockets of Somerville. You can get to the whole little area around it much easier than maybe other neighborhoods in Somerville. Now, in terms of actual things to do, your main things to do there is going to be Assembly Row. And we'll talk a lot more about Assembly and all the things it offers in terms of dining options, but you've got so much other things to do there. I mean, you've obviously got a ton of stores, retailers like Nike, Puma, Ralph Lauren, J. Crew, etc. I've done other videos about this, but it is an absolute hotspot for shopping. There's a movie theater as well. They've got other home goods stores. So there's just a ton to do in Assembly. Not only that, you can also take some really gorgeous walks on that riverfront park over there by the Mystic River. They built out a beautiful little walkway, and you can walk all around the Mystic River. You can continue going to the Medford side, and it is absolutely stunning. It is a gorgeous walk. Now, in terms of other things to do specifically in East Somerville, right on the East Somerville / Winter Hill line, you do have Frost Park, which is, if you don't want to go necessarily to Assembly, that does provide some additional outdoor space. So you do have a couple of other options closer to East Somerville as well. Now, in terms of dining options, there are a good number of dining options in both East Somerville and, of course, in Assembly. In East Somerville, you've got some older classics as well as some newer restaurants popping up on Broadway. You've got places like Taco Loco, which is a great Mexican place. You've got more classic Italians, places like Vinny's, which also has a nice wine bar. You do have some more newer places like La Brasa, which is actually really good, and I really like it there. Now, that's in East Somerville. Obviously, as I said, when you go to Assembly, you've got a whole nother layer of dining options. You've got restaurants like Earl's, Southern Kin, the Smoke Shop, Legal Seafoods, Outback Steakhouse, And I'm missing a couple of other restaurants, but there's an extensive list of fantastic dining options in Assembly. They've also got a number of really good cafes as well. They've got a Cafe Nero. They've actually got a Mike's Pastry Shop as well, the same one that you can find in the North End. So between East Somerville and Assembly, there's a ton of different food options that make it really, really fun to live there. From a lifestyle and transportation perspective, in terms of grocery shoppings, you do have a Stop and Shop in East Somerville, which makes it really nice. If you want to go and if you need something like a Trader Joe's, you have options. You have that as well in Assembly. Though you got to get there early because on the weekends it is absolutely jam-packed. Now, from a convenience perspective, East Somerville is actually, like I said, is close to Charlestown, and it's right next to the Sullivan Station, which is has the Orange Line MBTA stop. The other cool, so that you can take that if you need access into downtown. The other nice thing is they are currently building the Green Line extension that is going to go through East Somerville and the rest of Somerville. So not only are you going to have access to the Orange Line on Sullivan Station, but you will also have an East Somerville Green Line stop, hopefully in the next year or two, depending on how long construction takes as well. Mentioned convenience to all of the different areas around East Somerville, right? Like Charlestown, Medford, the rest of Somerville, Boston. The other nice part about living there is too, you've got super easy access to 93. So again, if you need to go north, south, into the city, out of the city, super convenient. And actually probably more convenient than other areas of Somerville for people that need to go and travel a lot outside. And finally, from a home pricing perspective, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, East Somerville is certainly a little bit cheaper than the rest of Somerville. So you can get there at a discount if you're comparing a neighborhood such as Union Square, Porter Square, Davis Square, even Winter Hill. In East Somerville, you're ballpark roughly looking at about $700 per square foot, give or take. 1,000 square foot condo that's kind of newer or more recently built, you could probably get for around 700, maybe 750,000. If you're going to go for older product, it's possible to get it in the 600, maybe in the 600s per square foot. So it just depends on the exact unit. But if you're going to live in Assembly Row and go into those new alloy condos, those are definitely pricier and can be towards 900 per square foot, even 1,000 and 1,100 if you go for the really nice top penthouse units. So hopefully that makes sense, guys, and that gives you an idea of what it's like to live in this little pocket of East Somerville / Assembly. Like I said, I think it's great value. You can get in there cheaper than the rest of Somerville, but have it be an extremely convenient neighborhood. You're right next to Assembly and all of the dining and things it offers. So it is a great spot to live in. So if you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts, shoot them below and I will help you out.